the heck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, clock of dawn. Now I'm yawning, wipe the cold from my eyes. See who's this paging me and why? It's my man Pop from the barber shop. Told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate plot. Now people wanna stick you like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the cape.
My voice, our agenda. We back again. It's gonna be a good video, guys. It's gonna be a little lesson about some things that y'all need to know about. My voice, our agenda. Welcome back on this beautiful Monday afternoon in October. Yes, yes. First, let me give thanks to God for waking me up this morning. Thank you for the blessing. Without you, I'm nothing. With you, I'm everything. Yeah, I look good, right? Check me out. Check me out. I'm doing this for a reason, man. I'm here to pay homage. All the while giving y'all a little education to the mind, some consciousness. My voice, our agenda, baby. Today is an interesting topic only because I want to pay homage. And this is why I decided to, I ain't even go nowhere today. This is a Monday afternoon. I just decided to go in my closet and put this on because I'm paying homage to some individuals, to the street hustlers, giving you the formality and the difference between a street hustler and what we call a modern hustler, right? The typical hustler. Big shout out to my brother, man, Mike Atkins, aka Flav. Big shout out to all these other gentlemen that I have watched growing up that used to go out on a normal day with the Dobbs or fedoras, however you want to call it, with the nice blazers. On a normal day, it didn't even have to be a Saturday night, Friday night, going to the club. This is how they just stepped out. Grown man shit. Big shout out to my brother. Big shout out to Mark Hightower, Wade, and Gary Hart, Mark Lumpkin, Wade Lumpkin. I said Wade, but Wade Lumpkin, Mark Lumpkin, Gary Hart, Crackle Fleeting. If I missed anybody, man, you know, you guys that stepped out, Mike Walker, James Earl, you know, old school dudes that I looked up to coming up in the hood, you know, uh, street hustlers, surviving by all means necessary, but they always stepped out looking sharp. So I'm a big shout out to them dudes, man. Uh, the reason why I'm making this video is to just enlighten you guys on the difference between being a street hustler and the average hustler of every day. You don't have to be a dude. You know what I'm saying? You have those hustlers out there that's out there selling bricks, selling weed. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that hard dollar. Uh, selling lemonade, shoes, knockoff pocketbook, the boosters out there. Uh, just that illegal shit, right? That street hustler. You know, because all street hustles is not illegal. Let me clarify that. But there's a difference from being that modern hustler, where your mama and daddy get up every morning, or even you get up every morning, go that 9 to 5 and grind and make sure that they make ends meet. Make sure they keep a roof over your head. Make sure they can make that car payment and, you know, put clothes on your back and food on the table and pay that light and gas bill. You know, they get up and they grind every day. That's that hustler. Um, You also have that hustler, that entrepreneur, that salesman, or you have that little side job from your main job, and you got to get up and you know do what you got to do and make those sacrifices. Uh, that's different. You know what I'm saying? From being a freelancer or you know anything that you doing outside of your main job, you hustling. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes that's what we got to do. You know, and that's completely different from that dude that's out there. You know, selling bricks. You know, selling pounds of weed and going up there to the mall and robbing them stores and come back and selling their merchant on the block. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. Anything illegal. You a hustler, baby. You doing what you gotta do. It's not that something I condone. You know what I'm saying? But I came up in that world where by any means necessary, I gotta do what I gotta do to eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's not for everybody. Some people don't even have to do it, but they do it because they see everybody else doing it. Or I need to fit in with my crew, so I gotta go out there and nickel and dime because a lot of these hustlers out here ain't making no real money. We put you on blast. Y'all ain't out here making no real money. Y'all out here stunting like y'all really hustlers. But you know what I'm saying? I give homage to real hustlers. Dude is out there, making bread. You may still come, get up in the morning at 5 in the morning and make that job at 7 and work till 5:30, and you got that real paycheck, but you still out there grinding, getting that bread. You gotta hustle, but you gotta know the difference between a street hustler and a modern day hustler, or what I say is the good boy or good girl hustling, the normal way of hustling, without being in a situation where you got to look over your back, look over your shoulders, and worried about the police and worried about your man snitching on you when you getting caught up in that that situation where you have to, you know, end up in jail or end up in prison because you out here doing that illegal shit, right? When you doing it the legal way, you just tired, you grinding, because it just seems like no matter how much money you make, it ain't enough. You got kids in college, or you got to pay child support, or you just got to live that simple daily life of paying bills and taking care of your children or your child. And you got to work that second job, and that first job ain't paying you enough. And it's just so many dimensions on why you know I respect the hustler. I respect the hustler. I ain't talking about dudes that work every day to buy sneakers. I ain't talking about you. I don't even consider you no hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about those hustlers that's out there that got meaning to every dollar that they earn. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about dudes that wake up in the morning, or females that wake up in the morning to do what they gotta do, and then use that money wisely to make sure that I'm gonna make these sacrifices and it's gonna pay off in some way. So big shout out to my hustlers. It's crazy, man. Like, I learned so much from that street hustler. That motivation, that desire to win by any means necessary. You may look at that street hustler in a negative way. I took heed to that. I became both worlds. I hustled. I was living in my mama house. I didn't have to. but I did it. Then I got up and went to work. And even when I didn't have a job, I got laid off or the case may be, and I just didn't have a job, I would find ways to make money. I used to sell movies and CDs. Anybody that knows me, they already know I used to sell movies and CDs. That's a hustle, baby. That's something that you have to do to make money. By any means necessary, I did whatever I had to do to make money. While I was selling weight, nickel and diamond, working at the train station, as a security guard, whatever it took for me to make money, I made money. But on those Friday nights and Saturday nights, not all the time, but sometimes I stepped out with the fedora or the job, paying homage to my brother, paying homage to all the OGs that was looking sharp, stepping out on their grown man vibe. Big kudos to y'all. But I also want to give my flowers to all the women and men out there that's out there working a 9 to 5, that's grinding, that's hustling to make sure that yours is taken care of. I praise y'all. I thank you for being a role model to your children when they wake up in the morning and they see mommy and daddy going to work. That ultimate sacrifice y'all make. That's that good hustler. That's that good role model. So I give my flowers to y'all, because you always want your children to see the good side of you, to follow something that when they get older, they can be reminded of what their parents were, what they did to make sure that they had it all. Like Biggie said, Christmas missed us. Some people don't have Christmas, man, because their parents can't afford it. When they go back to school and they see all the kids with the Jordans on and the nice polo outfits and nice book bags, and they can't have that. Some people are just unfortunate. But their parents are grinding, their parents are hustling. The good parents. What do I mean by good parents? Parents that's sacrificing to make sure that they have it, to make sure their kids have it. When I'm talking about you being a parent and you not making no sacrifices, you're not working hard, you're not willing to do overtime, you're not willing to get a second job. You know what I'm saying? You're not willing to do that. You're taking your money, you running to the casino. You're a gambler. I know somebody like that. Yeah, I'm taking a shot at somebody that take money and go to the casino and not do for their child and expect good things to happen. You're not no hustler. You may be a hustler because you do have multiple jobs, but you ain't doing right by it. I'm talking about those people that are doing right by that money that they making sure their children are good, making sure their bills are paid. Check me out. My voice, our agenda. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's out there, my OGs, the hard workers. I'm not gonna drag this video on. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of this day. My voice, our agenda. Integrity is everything. Either you have it or you don't. Make sure y'all share this video. Subscribe. Comment. Like. I did it again. Y'all need some advice on how to dress sharp, let me know. Leave a comment. I got you. Be easy. I love y'all. Stay blessed.